want to talk today about the famous Shiitake mushroom. Shiitake is a wonderful mushroom and it's very popular in the Asian cuisine. What they do with this, they dry up the fruit bodies, and those fruit bodies can be rehydrated, and then they can cook with them. So if you're thinking about the common name Shiitake, what it means in Japanese the mushroom that grows on the shia tree, Castanopsis cuspidata, and that's the Latin name for it. But of course this mushroom grows on some other kind of trees as well. Shinku, it's the name in the Chinese culture, and it's very famous there too. This has to do with the fragrance of the fruit body. I mean, if this mushroom it's grown in on different substrates, for example, then it's going to influence the fragrance of it. But also it depends very much on the strain, because some strains are more fragrant than others. So if I'm thinking about the species Latin, that's Lentinus edodes. This is the current name for it. But from a taxonomical point of view, I can tell you that this mushroom has been called in the past Lentinus edodes, and actually some growers out there, they will use this name for it, Lentinus. You have to pick your own name, I would say, or you just go for using the current name. But if you really want to find out more about the taxonomical point of view of this mushroom, then just feel free to dive into it. Now the texture, it's kind of meaty, and the flavor, it's nutty, so it's a fragrant mushroom. You have to try different strains, I would say, because some are softer than the other ones. You will see that even the color, it's different in between strains. I really enjoy this mushroom when I'm cooking it in very simple dishes, and I recommend you to try the same if you really want to feel the flavor of the strain that you have and you want to grow. Now a few things about growing this mushroom. You can grow this mushroom without any fancy equipment, pretty much like you would grow oyster mushrooms, but you're not going to get yield. This means that you will have from a block just very few fruit bodies popping. But if you really want to get mushrooms on that block, then you have to use supplements. So this is one of those mushrooms that loves nutritious substrates. In order to do that, you can do super pasteurization, pretty much like what they do in the Asian countries, or you can sterilize that substrate. I want to tell you that it has a very characteristic way to fruit. I mean, the block passes through several stages, and of course you're going to see the so-called browning and the popcorn stage. And I want to tell you that not every block from every strain is going to have that browning. Some will remain white and they will fruit as well. But anyway, you have to understand that there are different strains out there. Some strains prefer lower temperature, some other ones prefer mid temp, and some other ones are okay with higher temps. But in general, this mushroom is grown in like low mid temp range. What else? The substrate. I would say about the substrate that you can grow this mushroom on both hardwoods and also on conifers, but make sure that the conifer wood it's going to be aged. It's a mushroom that it's mostly grown on logs outside, and also if you want faster results, then you have to grow it indoors. What else can I tell you? That fruit bodies, for example, they have this anomalic formations, I would say. Many different strains you will see anomalic fruit bodies. Why this happens, nobody knows, but probably it has some kind of connection with the conditions that the mushroom gets. Also, if you're going to grow it indoors, you have to understand that the blocks, once you pick your first flush, your blocks might get moldy, and this is very, very common. Actually, I've seen farms where the blocks were really, really moldy, and they were kept there, but some of them, they were still fruiting. The mycelium it's white. At first it's white, and then it's going to develop brownish spots here and there, and it's cottony rather. In some cases it also fruits in the petri plate. For example, if you keep the culture for a longer period of time, then you might see fruit bodies in there too. The mushroom gets you 2 to 3 flushes, and of course after you pick the first flush, you have to soak those blocks, but not right after. First you have to leave the blocks to stay there in a dormant stage, and then for 7 up to 10 days or so, and then you're going to have to immerse them into cold water for up to 48 hours, and then they're ready to fruit. You will see that some blocks will form small mushrooms. That's small cap mushroom, really, really small, and sometimes you can see like 30 up to 40 caps on one block, 5-pound block, which is insane because a picker can just go for all of these, and it takes maybe up to 10 minutes just to pick 40 caps mushroom from one block. Some other blocks will form, depending on strain of course, will form more than that, and no, not more than that, sorry, less than that. Maybe you can even collect 5 mushrooms from one block. Those mushrooms will be big probably, or medium-sized caps. So that's it about shiitake. I would invite you to dive into it a little bit more, and then find out different methods on how to grow this wonderful mushroom.